Do you know what it means if you're having a conversation with somebody and they go like this? That's a nonverbal communication. That's something our body involuntarily does, and we can't help it. So if you're having a conversation with somebody, you need to know what that means and how to change it. Today we're going to talk about different nonverbal cues that the body puts out, that you can put out, and your prospect, your client, your husband, your boss can also give to you, so you know how to read them. So you know how to get to your goals based on how they are responding to what you're saying, responding to what you're doing. My name is Shauna Anderson Newt, and I'm the president of Spitfire Advertising. I know normally I do videos showing different things you can do for your marketing and giving you different strategies. This is a strategy for marketing. This is relationship building. This is what great salespeople know they need to do. This is what poker players do. This is what criminals do, right? They're all exceptional at this. I don't want you to be a criminal. If you want to be a poker player, I hope that you win millions of dollars. If you want to be a great salesperson, I hope you win or earn hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And getting these nonverbal cues down, that's going to help you. It builds rapport, it builds trust, it builds like, it gives you influence and persuasion. So today, that's what we're talking about. So let's go back to that. Pursed lips. When you see that, what does that mean? That means that the person is disagreeing with you. There's something wrong. They're thinking of something alternative. There's an issue. So when you say something and you see those pursed lips, in that moment, think, what did I just say? Okay, they don't like what I just said. They're thinking something different, so we need to drill that down. I was just watching Shark Tank the other day. That is a great place for you to go on and see nonverbal cues in action in the sales process. So I was watching it, and Kevin put out this offer, and there was 3 other sharks on board with the offer. He says it to the guy, and the guy goes, well, the guy asked to go into the hallway and to discuss the offer with somebody else. When he leaves, Robert looks over at Kevin and the other sharks, and he says, and Robert was in this deal too, he said, we're asking for too much. It's not going to go through. If we really want this deal, we got to come down. And he said, I saw how he reacted. How he reacted was the pursed lips. So Robert knew that that meant the guy wasn't going to sign off on this. So they talked quickly, they revamped their deal. Kevin went out into the hallway and told the guys, okay, we have a new offer for you. And they told him the new offer, and they got the deal. Do you see how that works in a sales case? So if you don't know nonverbal communication and you just think that they were just like, you know, kind of gnawing on their lips or something, then you wouldn't know that's a cue. You couldn't change the offer. If you see somebody biting their lips, touching their face, or smoking, well, why do we do that? Those are pacifying behaviors. As adults, we can't really suck our thumb because that's really what our body wants to do. So instead, we've come up with these other behaviors that we're doing. So if you see that, you know that the person's trying to calm themselves down. They're trying to tell themselves and their bodies, it's okay, relax, calm down, we're going to be okay here. Another one that you can watch for that is the bouncing knee. I was just watching a Shark Tank that had Ashton Kutcher on it, and he's like a guest shark, so he's not on all the time. And you know, the other guys are all like calm and cool and collective because they've been doing this for so long. And Ashton really wanted this deal, and he put out his offer, and the guy was listening to all the other sharks' offers, and Ashton's knee was like bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. It's like that's how our bodies react when we're trying to get stress out of it. And I was thinking, you know what? Ashton's not as polished and as cool and calm and have his poker face on like the other sharks. Like, you knew he wanted that deal, and he wanted it bad because he had that bouncing knee. Feet. Feet are the most honest part of the body with these nonverbal cues. You know, as soon as you see a threat, what do your feet do? Turn away from it, right? So if you watch somebody's feet, you can tell things that are going on. If you're at a networking event and you see a group of people, and in that group, everybody's feet are pointed in, that means you're not welcome. They don't want anybody else to come in. This is their group, and they're good, and they're talking, so don't bother. You're not welcome. If you see another group, and at least one person has one foot out, which is like a doorway, it's like, come on, come in, we're welcoming more people into this conversation, then feel free to join that group. If while you're talking to somebody, you see one foot or both of their feet turn towards the door, that means they're trying to leave, right? Watch for that, because it could mean they're late for something and they don't want to be rude and they don't want to stop the conversation, or it could mean that you've been talking too long and they really want to go talk to somebody else. Watch for that cue, because if you don't let them go in the time frame that they want to be let go, then they're going to hold that against you. They're going to have this feeling that this person talks too much, or this person made me late because they wouldn't shut up. So look for that foot. If that foot turns, or both feet turn towards the door, take a breath. Say, hey, I just want to make sure I'm respectful of your time. How are you doing? Do you have some place you need to go, or something you need to do? I just, want to make sure that I'm aware and respectful of what you need. And they're going to be like, whoa, wow. And they're going to tell you they're fine, or yeah, they need to get going. So that's great with relationship building. I have a friend who's a photographer, and she says all she has to do is put somebody's feet in a power pose, and the rest of the body naturally follows. Clothing. Clothing naturally communicates how we feel, where we're from. It can even show status. So think about what you're wearing. If somebody is going to meet with you, they think about that too. You kind of lead in the way. If I have a friend who I know every time we go out to lunch or dinner, she's always dressed down, then I feel like, okay, I can dress down because I want to make sure she feels comfortable. If that client or that friend or that prospect I know is always dressed to the nines, then I'm like, okay, for me to build rapport with that person, I need to dress to the nines as well. So people pick up on our cues, and we need to pick up on their cues too. Remember, clothing also makes people feel good. When they see something and they like it, it makes them feel good. Babies as early as 6 months old find things that are beautiful, and they really want to look at them. They really want to have them around them. So we naturally like beauty. We naturally like somebody that's handsome, or somebody that's dressed very nice, sophisticated. That's just part of, I guess, our paleo system, right? We want beauty. Have you seen that before? Hey Joe, nice to see you. The eyebrow flash, right? We naturally do that. We don't even think about it. If you see somebody across the room or in a place you didn't expect them, you actually, all by accident, are throwing that eyebrow flash. Sometimes the chin comes up, sometimes the hand comes up, sometimes it's all three. But that means, hey, I like you, I care about you. It shows that you're kind, that you're friendly, that you're likable. People respond to it. You ever accidentally said, oh, hey, oh, I don't know you, right? See how it makes somebody feel different? You ever walked up to a stranger and just been, hey, give them an eyebrow flash? It feels so much different than, how you doing? Right? How you doing is like, I don't know you, I don't care about you, I don't even know if I'd lift a finger for you, but hey Joe. That's like, hey, I like you, you were friends, I want to talk to you, this is exciting. It's very different. If while you're talking, if you are showing that you really don't care about the subject that you're talking about, it's going to make them not care either. So this is part of the communication, is we have to make sure that our body signals, our voice is all telling them what we want them to hear, what we want them to feel. How does that feel compared to this? The head tilt. People like smiles, but they really like the head tilt. The head tilt says, I'm receptive to you. Think about when you see a dog and a dog's looking at you head on, right? And they can have that look in their eye, right? And then they turn their head and it's like, oh, I'm trying to listen to you. I have a friend that's a dog trainer, and she said it's really funny to her how the nonverbal communication works with adults, with people, and adults too, as well as dogs, how much of it is a lot alike. So when you do the head tilt, that's showing people that you're receptive, that you're kinder. Babies love the head tilt. So starting at like around 4 weeks of age, if you go up to a baby and you, with your head straight, look at them, because you're usually looking down, right? And then if you do the same thing and tilt your head, they actually will smile at you more. The head tilt is something that as humans we naturally like, and it's something that we don't all naturally do, except when, especially girls, are taking a picture and they put their hand on their hip and they're kind of posing. We always do a little head tilt. Have you noticed that? I don't know what that is. It wasn't like somebody taught us that. It's just something we do. People will follow your cues. So if you're a person that swears, they're gonna swear too. If you're a person that is against swearing, they're not gonna swear around you. If you're a person that picks up litter, they're gonna pick up litter too, right? If you're a person that cares about what you're saying and you're passionate about it and you show that in your language, they're gonna care too. Think about these cues that you're giving off, because people are going to follow what you're doing, and you want to make sure that you're the leader and you're getting them to follow the actions that you want them to take. I hope you wrote all these down because I want you to master these. I want you to master how you do them. I want you to master reading it, whether that's with your prospect, your client, your boss, your spouse, your new boyfriend, or somebody you want to date, a coworker. Master these so that you know what's going on in the conversation and where you need to bob and weave, right? It's like a map. So you're following the map and then you're like, oh, here's a detour. I need to take it this way, because you have to make sure you're building that relationship. You're giving the amount of persuasion and influence that you need to reach your goal. It's not about manipulation here, but it's about using this thing that we do naturally, because we can all use words. I mean, you can have a conversation with me and I'm like, oh yeah, I love your idea. And inside I'm like, no. Do you notice like my verbal key right there? I was like, I tried to be excited about your idea because this is excitement. Instead, I was like, oh yeah, I love your idea. I couldn't fake it. It's how it naturally came about. So pay attention. Pay attention. It's going to make you a better salesperson, a better spouse, a better mom, a better person in your personal relationship, your work relationships. Nonverbal communication is key. If you found this valuable, please share this out. Share it on social media. Share it out with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers, and make sure you follow and subscribe. There are 2 other videos. The one before this was about nonverbal communication using your hands, and the one after this one is nonverbal communication using micro expressions. So I want you to master all of this. I'm trying to give this to you in quick bite-sized nuggets. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember to smile, because happy looks good on you.